sausage and dandelion green soup. I believe it's one of a kind soup. I'm the only one that I know that makes it, and this soup is delicious. It is raining out, it is very windy, and it is definitely cold. So, to get started, I have 1 pound of mild Italian sausage links, 1 bunch of dandelion greens, red pepper flakes, garlic, onion, basil, that's to finish the dish, grated Parmesan cheese, that's optional, that's to finish the dish, 1½ cups of Dandelion pasta. We have chicken stock, olive oil, salt, and pepper. Okay, to get started, we're going to remove the casings from the sausage because I want to make the sausage into bite-sized pieces. Remember, this is a soup that we're making, so it has to fit on the spoon. If the ingredients don't fit on the spoon and they're hanging off, it's just going to be a mess and you're going to get it all over you, and that's not a good soup, at least not in my book. So let's remove the casings, and we're going to discard the casings. Okay, now we're going to start with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We're going to heat that over a medium heat. Give that a few seconds. In the meantime, like I said before, I believe I am the only one that makes this soup. I've never seen it before, and it's really a warm, comforting soup to come home to after a cold winter day. So we're going to drop the sausage in, and we're going to break that up with a spoon into bite-sized pieces. I don't want too small pieces, but they have to be small enough to fit on a spoon. So give that a few minutes to come up to temperature. In the meantime, the onion, we're going to put the onion on a 1/2-inch dice. Very simple, nothing complicated here. A 1/2-inch dice on the onion. So I just got over being sick, and with dandelion greens are like a detox type of vegetable. They're good for detoxing the body, especially after being sick, after a cold, and that kind of stuff. It definitely cleans out the system. So this is something that I look forward to making after I'm not feeling well, and the studio is not complete yet, so I'm still working on that. On the chicken stock, thank God I had a good friend that gave me some chicken stock to work with today, so thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. So we're going to break this meat up into bite-sized pieces, and we're going to saute it until they're browned. We're going to remove it from the pot, and then we're going to continue with the soup. So as soon as this is browned and cooked, I'm going to remove it, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so the pieces are just beginning to brown. They're starting to look good, and I think it's time to take them out. What you're going to do is you're going to remove the sausage from this pan, and depending on the sausage that you use, you're going to drain all but 2 tablespoons of oil. We don't want to make the soup a greasy soup. It's not good to have grease in your soup. I mean, nobody likes a greasy soup. Here, my sausage was kind of lean, so I really don't have too much fat in there. And I think that's good. It's looking good. So what we're going to do is, we're going to add 1 medium onion on a 1/2-inch dice. And we're going to saute that until it's soft and translucent. That should be about 3 to 5 minutes. Give that a good spin. And this soup smells amazing. Already, it smells just amazing. I can't wait. So, the weather has been nasty outside lately. And boy, I don't know what's going on. But I just can't seem to catch a break. Lately, every single day, it's nothing but bad weather. And I still need to get up on the roof and finish the roof because I can't do anything until the roof is finished. Okay, so let's saute this until it's soft and translucent. And we're going to chop 3 large cloves of garlic into a mince. You don't want big chunks of garlic because nobody likes biting on a big, huge chunk of garlic, especially in a soup. So let's put a nice little mince on that. I want this as fine as possible. You could go ahead and use a garlic press if you'd like, if that's your thing. I have one. I just don't know where it is because everything is in storage and I'm pretty much just winging it here. So let's get good mince on this garlic. Okay, I think that's pretty good. That's looking good. Check on these onions. The onions are just beginning to soften. That's looking good. What we're going to do is we're going to add the garlic. About a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Now this is optional, depending on the sausage you used. My sausage was mild, so I believe a 1/4 is good enough. And we're going to saute this until the garlic is fragrant. You want to smell the garlic. And that should only take a couple of seconds. Okay. That's looking good. I can smell it. We're going to return the sausage. And my stock is a chicken stock. And we're going to go in with 8 cups. We're going to bring it to a boil, lower heat to low, and we're going to allow this to simmer for about 10 minutes. Then we're going to add in the greens and the pasta. Let me raise the heat on this a little bit. And then I will show you the next step. Now we're going to season it with salt. Remember, the stock that I used don't have any salt. When you make homemade stock, do not add salt. Because the reason why you're not adding salt is because it's an ingredient. And it's meant to be used in other recipes, so you do not use salt. Give that a good stir. Now, let's add the pasta. That should take about 10 minutes to cook. At the same time, this is dandelion green. Now, dandelion green is sometimes hard to find. So, what you're going to do is, I use the whole stem. You're going to trim the ends. The stem part, you're going to cut into 1-inch pieces. And then as you get up towards the top by the leafy part, you can go a little bit bigger. And that's what I have here. 1 bunch, and that's going to go in. That doesn't need much time to cook. So add that in. Let's give that a stir. And we're going to give this about 10 minutes just to cook the pasta till al dente. Okay, so it's been about 8 minutes. And the pasta is just becoming al dente. Now what I did was I went ahead and I added another 2 more cups of stock. That equals 10 cups. What we're doing is we're bringing this to a boil. Once that comes to a boil, here I have a 1/4 cup of cornstarch mixed with a 1/4 cup of water. Now, if it's been sitting like mine has, you're going to need to give this a stir because the cornstarch settles down at the bottom. And the soup has to be boiling in order to activate the cornstarch as a thickening agent. So as soon as this comes up to a boil, we're going to dump this in and we're going to boil it just until it thickens. And that should only take a few minutes. So mine is just coming up to a boil now. And I'm going to go ahead and add this. Add the whole thing. Put that on the side. Now we're going to boil and stir just until the soup thickens. And that's looking good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to plate and serve. Here I have fresh basil. We're going to put that on a fine chop. And boy, I'll tell you, lately I can't get any like decent basil. I don't understand what's going on with the basil, but yeah, this was like the best I could find, so it's going to have to do. Matter of fact, it was all I could find. So let's chop that. Let's put that on the side. Grab a bowl. Let's turn this off because that's looking pretty good. What we're going to do is plate it. And this is delicious. The bitterness of the greens and the spiciness of the sausage with the red pepper that I put in there. This soup is absolutely delicious. Let me just get a little more broth in there. That's looking good. We're going to garnish this with a little fresh basil and some fresh Parmesan cheese. This is optional. I like it. So that's going to go in. And look at that. That is absolutely delicious. Yeah. Now let's give it a little taste. Absolutely delicious. Oh, that's perfect. Absolutely delicious. There you have it. Sausage with dandelion green soup. And that's it. Man, like usual, this is absolutely delicious. They're going to love this one. Man, I can't get enough of this. Come on, try bowl.